Ha! Oh, well, my name's Fox Ryan, so today I'm with Fox, and I recently had finished Kingdom Hearts Remind. It's the extra DLC that came out for Kingdom Hearts 3, I want to say about 4 months ago. Jesus Christ. I finally beat it. Not because, of the difficulty level, more along the lines of I did it on Critical. I did it on Critical because I wanted to get Oblivion, and then I was told I should probably replay it on Standard, but to do that you have to replay the entire game to do it. So I then had to replay the entire game to do it, so I could then do the... that way I could do the final boss battle, stuff like that, the data fights, basically, with Oblivion, Oathkeeper, and the Ultima, and then also do the quote-unquote secret boss. So... I guess kind of spoilers for Remind. So if you spoilers, go play it, go watch videos, whatever you want, come back. But basically, the secret boss turns out for Remind. If you don't know what it's about, Remind is basically Sora using the Power Awakening to go back in time again to then basically not change time, but to bring back Kairi, to use the events of the past to try to find where Kairi went. Her heart is broken into multiple pieces. Find those pieces, bring them back together, and basically, bring her back. This ends obviously with Sora. This then ends with how Kingdom Hearts 3 ended, with Sora kind of just disappearing, vanishing without a trace. Remind picks up, or after Remind, there is the Limit episode. Where the Limit episode, it takes place a year after Kingdom Hearts 3, where everyone's trying to find Sora. Everyone's trying to find Sora. And one way that they tried to do this, and is the main part of this Limit episode, are data battles. And by this, it's because the computers of both Ansem the Wise, Sid's computer, along with the Ansem the Wise's computer in Twilight Town, are all sharing data together, and not only do they create data versions of all the organization members at, I want to say, pinnacle power, because majority of them are way stronger than their original counterparts in the main game, but also recreate Sora. The idea basically of the Traverse Town, of everyone from Traverse Town, the Protection Brigade, I can't remember what it was called. Leon, Yuffie, Aerith, Sid, and Riku. Basically, they're going to... Which I think this is the first time Riku has actually ever met Leon, now that I think about it. Or I guess technically he's probably been talking with him for the past year. But they're trying to find Sora. There is no hide or hair of him. They're trying to figure out where he is. This data analyzing thing creates a data Sora, which then... basically has to go through all the battling, analyzing all this stuff, but basically go through the analysis by fighting all of the organization members, and they believe that perhaps, this will then analyze and probably give us a reading on where Sora's heart is, or where Sora himself is. Though, sadly, it does not seem to work on that way. Now, you might be asking, what the hell does this have to do with Yozora, as I bring up these events? Well... I guess here's the reason why. I believe Yozora is Data Sora. By that logic, I'm looking at this from multiple standpoints. The standpoints of when Yozora first appears to Sora in the secret episode, which is when Sora wakes up in this basically a dark version of the final world. Though instead of being a bright daylight sky, it is a night sky. There's only two people there. Sora, Yozora. As well as not only that, but Yozora straight says that he is here to save Sora, while also being that this isn't even his actual... it isn't even his actual form. Yozora is not his actual form. This is just a form that he has currently right there. Sora has no idea what the hell that means. Also, why that then leads to I'm honestly going to say one of the best boss fights in Kingdom Hearts, at least for me. He is the second hidden boss I've ever beaten. The first one being Julius in Kingdom Hearts 3D. But even then, that one was meh. This one was way more, I think, fun. And like I was like, oh, I gotta learn. Okay, dodge this way, dodge that way. It's really damn fun fight. But yeah, so Yozora. But again, here's the idea of this being Data Sora. For a couple of reasons. One, he straight says that his mission / oath is to find Sora. That is what the analysis data was. It was literally a program that was supposed to go find Sora. Two, it says it's not his actual form, which would make sense on why Virum Rex, aka Yozora, is a digital character. Why exactly does he take on this form? I will bring up in a minute. But the idea is that his job is to find Sora, and that is kind of it. Like, that's pretty much all we kind of really know much about him. But if you do think of it from this standpoint, you have to remember that Cid's computer is not only connected to Cid's computer, obviously, but to Ansem the Wise's computer, which, if you recall, does have its own little world in there with sentient programs, aka Tron. Not only that, we have seen before programs kind of working on their own ideas. Even like, I'm not even just talking about Tron, I'm talking about Data Sora from Recoded. Not only can they wield certain powers, like, again, like able to, like, Data Sora being able to grow stronger, wielding even a fake Keyblade, but eventually even gaining his own Keyblade, which then brings me to Yozora's abilities itself, where say what you will about I don't know what the hell I was going with that line. Basically, Yozora has some certain abilities which kind of lend credence to this being him being a data form, a data creature or data being. First off, datas can have hearts. So, data beings can have hearts. Shown with Data Riku, Data Sora, Recoded Data Sora, and also and if that's the case, there's no thing that says that heart can't go to the final world, which again Sora was. Obviously, even like you could even say that the data forms technically don't even have physical bodies. Especially since we've also shown that data can be used to recreate hearts as well. I don't think it's that hard of a push to assume that Yozora, aka Data Sora, could be, form his own heart within that analysis of everything Sora, and then appear to try to save Sora. Especially since we've seen literally another Data Sora before, also in Recoded, as that being the Dark Side Sora. And that being a sentient being as well, that's basically caused to destroy everything, working on its own kind of programming, I guess. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yozora, his abilities kind of leave credence to this. First off, him being data, because a lot of his attacks are done using, like, you see numbers when he uses his powers, whether it be... And most of his powers, you see, like, numbers appear around him, which usually, especially in, like, something like Data Twilight Town, or I think even Recoded, but I'm not entirely sure. I know Data Twilight Town had it, where when someone appeared in there, you saw little numbers appear. Even when, like, Roxas summoned his Keyblade, you saw the numbers appear around the Keyblade. Numbers usually signify something digital and or data-like, of a datascape. I think even in Union Cross, I want to say, yeah, Union Cross does have those as well. 2, his abilities. Two is another part of what he says, and it goes along with his abilities. It's that he says that he's gone through many trials to find Sora. Data Sora has literally gone through 13 trials of the data battles to basically try and find Sora. That is, like, I don't know, that seems like a direct point to this being Data Sora. And again, back to his ability. I'm sorry, I keep going off. But again, back to his abilities. Yozora can do something that not a lot of people can actually do in Kingdom Hearts. and that's steel keyblades. Because, I don't know, maybe you could say he downloaded it, maybe you could say whatever. Usually, if anyone ever takes a keyblade away from a keyblade wielder, that said keyblade wielder can immediately summon it back to their hand. Yet, Yozora can literally steal the keyblade and hold on to it and use it to fight back against the keyblade wielder, against Sora. He literally does this and just beats the hell out of him. Multiple times. Very many times. Oh my gosh, an unbelievable amount of times. I get the hell kicked out of me in that game. Not as much as my friend, though, apparently. But yeah, like, he's not only that, he even, and that might even be a part of his abilities himself, where each trial or the 13 organization things might have made him stronger because he not only obviously has the ability to copy or steal those abilities, and steal items from you as well. That's another thing. I'm assuming he could probably even steal abilities too, such as, again, the 13 trials. Yozora has multiple game mechanics from multiple different organization members. He has Shiyun's life hacking ability that literally cuts your health bar in half, however much like health you have. He took the beams from Master Xehanort that shoots multiple beams from different areas. Has a what do you call it? What was the other bit? Oh, has Xemnas' laser beams, where red beams can be blocked while blue beams cannot be blocked and will penetrate through that armor. As well as, then on top of that, he has the reality warp thing, but that's ability that each I think organization member has, where they warp the playing field. The only people that don't have it is maybe Vanitas and Dark Riku, maybe Terranort. I'm gonna say Terranort as well. No, Terranort does have it. Terranort does have the reality warp. Like, he played a field card in Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, like that. Not only can he steal that as well, again, his abilities all kind of mimic and are basically copies of different powers that they have. And it might even go credence to kind of and even like, I'm trying to think of a good way of saying this last bit. Because basically, one thing that could, quote-unquote, sink this theory is that the endings to Kingdom Hearts Secret Episode themselves, where, if you don't know, basically they end the Versus 13 trailer, reveal trailer. But, the endings have Yozora kind of just waking up. Has him waking up in a car. Only in the good ending, you hear the driver say, "Commander, we're almost there," or something like that. But all of them end with Yozora and Sora talking as they repeat the opening lines of Kingdom Hearts 1. Is any of this a dream or not? I'm pretty sure that was. Wait, no, it was. It's that same line, but I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Is any of this for real or not? And then ending with, this is so strange or so weird or something like that. And depending on whether you win or lose the fight, depends on who ends it. It either be Yozora in the night sky looking up, saying he's going to protect Sora or save Sora, or in the good ending, it's Sora who ends it at the end, and Yozora kind of disappears to then wake up saying his power isn't needed yet. And again, he wakes up in the car with his driver. And again, that could sink or swim this, unless there is a reason for it. Because again, Yozora specifically says that he's gonna save Sora. He's gonna save Sora, and also Sora turns into a crystal. That I'm still not entirely sure about. No, then again, crystals are very heavily influenced in Final Fantasy games and are a source of magic and power. Could be kind of a hibernative-like state. But back to this thing. That's different theory altogether. Yozora Sora. Yozora says when you beat him, I guess my power isn't needed yet. And you see him as he begins to dissolve and basically disappear, as he then wakes up in the car. Which then, again, the question is, well, how is he Data Sora if he wakes up in the car or whatever? Simple. That world isn't real. Well, it is, but it isn't. It's a data construct. It's very similar to the Twilight Town of Kingdom Hearts 2, and, I guess the Datascape as well. Because if you remember correctly, dreams obviously can give different stuff, but also in Kingdom Hearts 2, and even Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, dreams can the dreams of this can either give you memories or different connections or connection between things. Not only that, literally also in Remind or a Limit episode, they say that like the dreams of Riku and Kairi are linking them to Sora somehow, revisiting Shibuya. They also say there's a third person, which could be Yozora, but again, I'll get back to that in a minute. But my guess is that, again, Yozora is in a data construct. Most likely, not entirely sure why it would be Verum Rex, or maybe Verum Rex is actually its own world, which, badass. Because I do want Shibuya to be its own world, with the World Ends With You characters, stuff like that, because they're hinting at it. They're hinting at it so damn hard. Even it's a one of goddamn 4 building. But, again, back to the thing. Yozora's power, or like Yozora way up the data construct. You may wonder, well, how does this tie in anything? My guess is Yozora is a backup, or in a sense, he is a power or a warrior created, obviously using the data from the 3 computers to create a warrior who will probably help find Sora as well as help fight the next oncoming battle, which is going to be against the Fore-tellers. But the next question is, who would be the one who basically set this up? Is Riku apparently doesn't have any knowledge of this. I'm assuming Ansem and the others, Ansem the Wise, as the others don't know anything about this. My guess, it's his driver. Who is his driver? Luxord. Not only because they sound very similar and kind of have a similar hairstyle in the ending of the secret episode, but also because Luxord straight gives Sora a wild card, quote unquote, and says you'll know when to use this. My guess, that wild card is either a summon or some kind of connection to Yozora, and connection to bring him out and to bring Yozora to them for the fight. Luxord also has shown that he didn't trust Braig, aka Lushu, because he knew that he was planning something. Luxord in itself doesn't even seem like a bad guy. Larixene, they kind of made a lot of organization members more likable in Kingdom Hearts 3, but there are still certain things. Like, Luxord straight up is looking at Xigbar like, no, I'm not trusting this guy as far as I can throw him. And I think, like, Luxord is planning on it. He knows something's coming. Hell, we even know that Luxord apparently has some connection to the Keyblade itself. My guess is, again, Luxord is the one. Luxord is the one who, for whatever reason, has set all this up with Yozora and the Datascapes. Because Data is apparently to be very, very heavily used in the next games, apparently. With Maleficent trying to find the Datascape, or use the Datascape for whatever reason. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross taking place in the Datascape, as well as apparently using that as an arc to get out of the said Datascape to make it to this time. And, multiple different things. I truly believe that Yozora... I truly think, at least, that Yozora is a data construct. And, again, that's what I at least put on it. That the world is a Datascape. Luxord is kind of there as a quote-unquote handler for him, I guess. Or, again, is probably the one who set all this up. He knew Braig was planning something. He knew something was coming, and something even worse than whatever Xehanort was coming to do or planning to do. Or maybe even equally as worse. I'm not entirely sure what the Fore-tellers are going to do, because they were kind of good guys, but I'm guessing they must have some kind of ulterior motives, obviously. It's coming especially because even Ava is not there, which I also have a theory that Ava might be Sora's mom, which would be badass as all hell. But But yeah, that's at least my theory. Yozora is data Sora. He is somehow, I would assume Luxord was able to get that data, because I believe the computer kind of just shut down after the fact, but or no, it didn't. But I'm assuming Luxord somehow got the data from the multiple computers, whether it be from Twilight Town, whether he snuck into the Ansem the Wise's thing, or hell, maybe they even had a trade for the replica body for Roxas in exchange for the datascape. Who knows? Actually, I was trying to think. Maybe no. I doubt Maleficent would make Yozora, especially because then also still Luxord. Assuming that the driver was Luxord, it would fit more. Luxord is part of all this. Again, the Luxord does seem to have an increasingly more prominent role, also being one of the past Keyblade wielders of the organization member. Well, Union Cross organization members and stuff like that. So my guess, Luxord is that. That's the reason why Yozora kind of wakes up. It's kind of similar to Roxas having the dreams of Sora, as well as possibly even like him having basically a data version of Sora's heart, and being able to traverse to go and find him using the programming that he was made for to analyze Sora and to try and find Sora. That is, I'm assuming, what the case is. I don't know. And again, there's the whole bits of him going through the trials and him saying that he's went through many trials, that he's trying to find Sora without really knowing if he is Sora, but I don't know. That's just my thought. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Which videos that I've done. Links are on my Facebook, around there somewhere. Also, Yozora could be an alternate timeline Sora, or an alternate timeline Riku, and the alternate timeline Sora is that girl from the trailer, and maybe this actually supposed to be Riku and Sora from an alternate timeline. Who knows? That's a entirely different story that kind of goes off the different ends. But anyway, thanks for watching. Which videos I done. Links are on my Facebook, around there. Tell me what you guys think. That's at least my thoughts. That's my thoughts on it, and hopefully enjoy it. And you know what? Let's end it with this. Actually, no. I've always had those two Keyblades in. Well, actually, no. I don't think I had Riku's, but still. Just watch the videos, and we will. See you later. Also, the Yozora fight is honestly a grand freaking time. It's really fun.